What's good, G-Life? It's your boy, MC Shadow, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. I highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. It don't cost anything. It's on the G-Life. Don't forget to check out my second channel, Bandanas Society M.O.D, where we talk about stuff outside of the streets. Now, what I wanted to get into was something I was asked is that, why do gang members use colors? Right? To... like when it comes to bandanas or apparel, And the reason for that is just to distinguish who's a part of the team, right? Like who's in your group, right? Kind of like sports teams do it too as well, right? When they're out there, that way you know who's in your team and who belongs to what team, right? So colors is something that people do a lot. It has been around since forever. As a matter of fact, the whole North and South and red and blue wasn't even our idea. You know what I mean? The countries were doing it way before, these gang members were doing it. You get what I'm saying? Like you had the North versus the South. You had the red coats and the blue coats, before in war. You know what I mean? And not only them, but it seems that the red and blue has been in conflict. There have been two colors that have been in conflict since forever, right? Whenever people, choose the opposite of blue, they most likely select red. You know what I mean? I mean, shit. Law enforcement uses it in their lights, right? So they're two common colors, right? That's why, before as well, armies used to use red and blue as well to distinguish who belongs to what army, right? So the whole North and South being blue and red has been stuff that has been around way long before these gangs even were nowhere near in the picture, right? But they didn't adopt those colors because of like the whole North and South and blue and red. When it comes to the wars that were around before, right? The reason why the Southerners chose the blue color in general to distinguish who belonged to the South was that, when these groups were first organizing, to distinguish who was a member of, the southern portion, right? A color was chosen, right? Because, keeping it a secret, right? Kind of like distinguishing yourself without actually saying it, right? The only reason why they chose blue is because, the county blues, it just matched the apparel, right? It matched our county blues, right? The wardrobe when you're incarcerated. But not to say that means that that's the color that was selected for the southern portion of California, right? Because there's a lot of neighborhoods out there that use different colors, for their neighborhood. You know what I mean? You have Santa Monica that uses a black bandana. You have a lot of Sureño neighborhoods that use red bandanas. You know what I mean? I already did a lot of videos on that. More than like 50 Sureño barrios that use the color red. You have barrios that use the color yellow, like yellow bandanas like Del Sol. You have barrios that use the brown bandana. I already made a video, those gangs. There's like more than like 40 Sureño gangs that use the brown bandana for their barrios. Like Sultan and Brown Prides and, and other barrios. So you have barrios that use the brown. Then you have barrios that use the purple bandanas, like Grape Street, Grape Street Watts, right? And, Headhunters and Laguna Park Vikings. So there's barrios that use the purple bandana. You have barrios that use the baby blue bandana, like the Torrance, the East Side Torrance. You have barrios that use just different colors, bro. They like Orange County Criminals that use the burgundy. You have so many barrios that use just so many different color bandanas, right? So not everyone uses blue, but a majority of southern barrios do use the color blue. But that doesn't mean that all Southerners are blue raggers or all Southerners use the color blue. Or to say that F the red or we ain't down with the red, because that's not true. Because there's a lot of Sureño barrios that use the color red, that are not going to let you, diss the color red in front of them or burn their bandana or step on it, bro. Those fools are going to get offended, homie, if you try to do that shit in their barrio, bro. You're going to get your ass whooped. You know what I mean? I seen it happen before, well, homies, we were chilling and some homie, disrespected the red rag, you know what I mean? The homie from Eastside Longo, he took offense to it, you know what I mean? And You know, shit got hectic, bro. Let me tell you that much, bro. Um, so homies are not gonna let you diss their red bandanas, bro, down here. You know what I mean? You have to know and you have to respect, bro. You have to respect people's, like if their body uses the color red and they're red ragging and everything, then you gotta respect that, homie. You know what I mean? I get it, maybe some homies don't like the north and stuff like that, bro. Listen, we're not talking. There's no north right here. You know what I mean? So burning their bandanas and stuff like that, they're gonna take it offense to their section, bro, because that's what their enemies do to them. You know what I mean? So, they they're gonna take it some other type of way. You know what I mean? So, so it works a lot different down here. So when you see homies with red and all red out, we're it's common over here to see homies all flamed up, bro. That's not like, oh my god, it's not like, like that's really something that's common, bro. A lot of homies use red down here, bro. Um, and like I said, when we see the color red over here, we would be thinking, any of these barrios or bloods way before we even think of the idea of norteños. You get what I'm saying? So, so not all the homies use the color like blue, but every barrio we could say has a color to them, right? Like there's a color that distinguishes them being members of that barrio, right? And like I said, most of these barrios, chose their colors way before there was even a structure or a southern or a northern, way before any of that ever existed. Because remember, those organizations haven't been around, that long or whatever, the foundation, whatever, right? Even though they've been around for a while, these barrios predate any of that, right? So, and not only that, but a lot of barrios start off as like football teams or like or like group of friends that hanged around and played sports, right? And that was just the color that they chose, right? The barrios choose mascots, they choose colors. Because keep this in mind, when these barrios first started, right? I know people look at it now going back and being like, man, that sounds like something a little kid will come up with, or an idea of a little kid, or so childish, right? Like let's say mascots or nicknames, for that matter, right? But that's the thing though. These barrios were created by kids. These barrios were established by children. This is a young person's game, bro. When these people get into barrios, they're like 12, 11, 13-year-olds, bro, when they start these barrios. And when they get into the barrios, they're that age. When you're out there running around and putting all the work you're putting in, you're a teenager, you're a youngster, you're roughly around the age from like, let's say, 11 to 25. You know what I mean? After that, you already start, like, settling down and stuff like that, right? You already have your name rooted, right? If you're out there putting in work, right? Because there's some individuals that are like 46 claiming to be OGs but never did shit for the body. Like, how you gonna claim OG, bro? What you ever do for the hood, my boy? Except show up, here and there once in a full blue moon. Dog, OG is a title you give to someone who earned that shit. Not just because you old don't make you no OG, my boy. Shit, there's homies that get into vitals when they're already old. Why? I don't know. That's just weird. When fatos are getting into vitals in their 20s, like mid 20s, that's weird, bro. You know what I mean? But you get into vitals when you're like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You get into vitals at that age, bro. Ask any homie that has get into the hood, bro. That's the age that they were, bro. You know what I mean? But there is people out there that get into hoods that are already older. I don't know what to say. They work backwards, like Chris Brown and Lil Wayne and Birdman and people like that. All that money in the world, bro. They wanted attention, bro. You know what I mean? All the money in the world couldn't provide them what they truly wanted: respect. They wanted to be respected, and they wanted that attention, to be seen as tough, because they were never seen as tough. They were always probably picked on and bullied, and they felt some type of way. Maybe everyone sees them as a joke, and they don't like that. And all the money in the world won't be able to change that. So these individuals decide to seek that to satisfy their insecurities. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So I say, bro, the trauma you suffer when as an adolescent, bro, it will carry into adulthood, and all the money in the world won't be able to change that. Time and time again, you have seen rich people who end up losing it all, or gambling it all, or hanging around with bad people, or still doing stupid shit, and people are scratching their heads because all the money in the world couldn't bring them that happiness that they truly want, that thing that they truly wanted, bro. The respect, to be seen, to be taken seriously, bro. Um, but even that won't be able to save that, bro. But anywho, I'm trying to, change the subjects. But yeah, that's the reason why Barrios use, colors. It was just, to establish who's representing what, or who falls on what side. But like I said, Barrios use different colors. Baseball caps, jerseys, anything that symbolizes their hood. Maybe the first letter of their barrio, will be on the cap, the hat. Maybe, on a team, it'll have like their barrio, or even numbers, right? Like barrios, whatever barrio, maybe a street like 41st Street or 38th Street or something like that, right? So they'll get jerseys with the number 41 or 38 or whatever, right? But yeah, pretty much, it's something just to, establish who's from what set, because contrary to what people believe, I know people out there saying that, why are you burning yourself? Why are you putting yourself out there like you're burning yourself, or like, oh no, you didn't let the cops know this was snitching on himself. Contrary to what everyone says, everything a gang member does is not a secret, bro. The reason they're standing out there in corners is because they want everyone to know what barrio they're from. The reason whoever passes by, they let them know where they're from. They let them know where they're at. If this is barrio so and so and so, I'm so and so and so. Everyone they bump into, they're letting them know what barrio they're from and what they're representing. They have it on their hats, their clothes, their belts, their tattoos, as big as possible, as much as possible, everywhere, face, head, because they want individuals to know what barrio they're from. But yet people are like, nah, hey, this was burning them, or he's burning yourself, and what they were like, everything a gang member does, bro. How the fuck is this shit a secret? If you're trying to keep that shit a secret, homies are gonna see that as ranking it. You don't want to represent. You're being a bitch. You're gonna be getting grilled for it. Hey, homie, this fool don't want to represent, homie. This fool's acting all scared, homie. Like, this fool's never fucking putting the barrio out there, homie. This fool's acting like if he don't even want to be from the hood. How the fuck is that shit a secret? Dude, everything a homeboy does is the opposite of what a secret is. People are funny, bro. They just like to grab whatever people throw out there without actually giving it some thought, bro, and repeat the same stupid rhetoric. You're like, how's that shit a secret, bro? Everything a homie does is the opposite of a secret. They literally let everybody know who they are and where they're from, bro. That shit is far from a secret. Bro, you can literally drive and find them on the fucking corner. Who are they hiding? What are they trying to hide? If they were really trying to hide something, or didn't want no one to know where they're from and stuff like that, they wouldn't get it tattooed on them. They wouldn't have it on their clothes, belts, wouldn't wear the colors, wouldn't be standing out there, in their hood to distinguish who, where they're from. They would do the complete opposite of all of that, bro. If it wasn't supposed to be meant to be known. Come on, my guy, give me some thought, homie. Stop repeating what people say out there. You're not cool for it. But overall, yeah, that's the reason for the color thing. What are your thoughts? Leave in the comments. Shadow, we out.